Yeah, we're a little late. I know. I apologize.
Are people already attacking you?
No, I was just, that's how I'm starting today's live stream, telling people we're late, and I apologize. I mean, less than 15 minutes is fashionably late, right?
Is Kirby going to be here?
He didn't say he wasn't going to be.
He's a reliable guy.
I would say he is. If I had to guess, he probably just got caught up in a leisurely Saturday. There's nothing wrong with that. Mom Brain was out there cleaning up her truck, and you were playing dog daddy, and
she really does look great.
I'll be here.
Thank you. You know what I realized?
Bed? That's what I meant.
The liner?
No, well, just like the size of the bed. It's like, I think I could fit my car back there.
Probably.
Okay. Let's start. I'm sorry. Pumpkaboo?
Pumpkaboo.
All right, so this time I won't forget. Tweet. Boom. Pumpkaboom. Whoops. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast. Webisode 710. The Pumpkaboo Podcast. Pumpkaboo or Pumpkaboom?
Pumpkaboo.
See, Pumpkaboom.
I'm
Did you?
I was like him.
Julie had a heavy rotation last night in the car. We couldn't leave for like 3 minutes because I couldn't get myself
Kirby
together.
and I did not think it was funny at all. Mom, Breen, and Julie thought it was.
She was
the
like,
funniest thing in the world.
And she just like looked and she was like terrified that what came out of her mouth was not what she meant to come out of her mouth.
Kirby, we started like right now.
Okay.
Everybody is late today.
I was going to try to say.
I was not late.
Can you hear that? You got that for audio? I'm assuming, instead of accepting, I'm assuming it's a phantom type.
Well, I mean, why don't you just listen and I'll tell you?
Why did you say that to me? He asked, not me.
I wasn't.
Because you were calling it boom.
You said it, and your response, you looked directly at me for it.
No, I like to look at you.
Oh,
That's
well,
very
thanks.
sweet.
You're nice to look at.
You're my Pumpkaboo.
You're really nice to look at.
Would you say that he's
That's why I said, because she's saying boo, and you're going boom. It should be boom.
Boom,
And
boom.
Maybe it shouldn't be boom.
Mom, Brain,
You are a
please,
real
will you
snack.
just tell us about Pumpkaboo?
Yeah, I think you have a little.
I think you have a little attitude.
I don't have any attitude. I've been working really hard on it.
Minute and a half, still don't know about Pumpkaboo.
It's a phantom
It's
type.
the only reason people tune into the
Presumably.
podcast.
Presumably.
Pumpkaboo is a bipedal Pokemon that resembles a pinkish pumpkin. I'm a little pinkish pumpkin. It comes in 4 different sizes: small, average,
like
large.
a little bubblegum burrito.
Yeah. Small, average, large, and super size. The pumpkin body has a pair of circular holes carved out of its rind that resemble eyes. The ghostly body that lives in the pumpkin is black with a pointy collar, yellowish eyes with no visible pupils, a pair of fangs, curved ears, and a curled stem. It's okay to have a curled stem. Everyone's different.
If we're talking about the same thing, then sure.
Pumpkaboo can release light from the holes in its body. I could do that too. Making it similar to a flashlight.
Your light is brown.
Flashlight.
Brown light. The spirit residing in the pumpkin is trapped in this world. Pumpkaboo can carry wandering spirits to where they belong so they can move on. Move on already. And, it and its evolution, you thought I was going to say it, but I'm not, are the only known Pokemon that can learn Trick or Treat.
Oh.
What's
right.
involved in trick or treat?
I don't know. Here's the big moment.
You asked for
Maybe it's like a move where like the Pokemon confuses the other Pokemon, or it heals itself with a treat.
Or it gives them candy. Gives them some sugar babies.
What is it? Pumpkaboo?
Pumpkaboo.
Pumpkaboo.
It's a Pumpkaboo's
Sounds
version
like
of the old bait and switch.
Sounds like someone's like terrible pet name for like a loved one.
Pumpkaboo.
Pumpkaboo.
Ew.
Where's my Pumpkaboo?
Like in a white trash community.
Go over here, Pumpkaboo!
Y'all out there horn around my Pumpkaboo?
Honey Pumpkaboo.
Exactly. That's probably what I was thinking.
No.
So Pumpkaboo is a ghost grass type.
I said phantom. I don't
What's the
understand.
difference? Is there a difference?
One's a Pokemon.
Yeah, one is correct and one is not.
All right. Well, its abilities include pick up or frisk. Its hidden ability. Oh, this is a terrible hidden ability. Its hidden ability is insomnia. That's not an ability.
No.
I mean, it
That's
gives
a
it to
terrible
other
affliction.
Pokemon. I would
That's a
imagine it's not for itself.
Disability. 50-50 male to female ratio. What's going on out there, Neighborhood Watch? They're, oh my gosh. The small size is a foot tall and 7 pounds. The average size is 1.4 feet tall. Well, 1 foot 4 inches tall.
I want to blow my brain.
And 11 pounds. The large size
You
is
said you
1
wanted to hear
foot
about this.
8 inches tall and 16.5 pounds. And then Big Chungus is the super size, 2 feet 7 inches and 33
Big Chungus
pounds.
is a dead meme. It's over. It was here for a little bit of time and it's gone.
Oh.
I personally did not enjoy Big Chungus.
What is it
I
from?
don't
Like,
even know. Big Chungus.
is this from the last week?
Who's Big Chungus?
Big. The name's Big Chungus.
The name's Big Chungus.
Big Chungus, all state.
Big Chungus was a meme about Bugs Bunny from an episode of Looney Tunes where he's doing an impression of Elmer Fudd, but like the old Elmer Fudd before the standardized version of Elmer Fudd came around. So it was like more pot-bellied and stuff. And he's doing an impression of Elmer Fudd and he morphs into like a pot-bellied Bugs Bunny to do the impression.
Okay.
And that became called Big Chungus on the internet. Why? I don't know, but that's the history of Big Chungus.
So when did this die out?
I mean, I guess technically it's not dead, but I'd say, memes, a meme
was short
has to,
shelf
thanks, Mom Brain. A meme has to be really good to have a long shelf life.
Well,
And
Name a meme that's had a long shelf life. Like, is that Drake one still? Where he's like,
that's still used,
Yeah.
the Drake reaction meme, yes, but it's not as hot as it used to be.
the 3 people.
oh, well, Nikki Hill, what was the one that you found?
Still relevant.
Oh, Big Chungus as Score Bunny?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, if you do like a Google search terms, like their trend chart to see the chatter about Big Chungus, I would imagine we're on the downward slope right now. Hello to the Aloe Wolf and Autumnal Blake and Malik Halo and the Namekian Clown and Andrew and Morisaki and Rachel.
What was that? I was about to ask you about that meme that you learned about last week.
Roth
I forget which one it was.
and Video Game Guru 64 and Dre
Even ask because I don't remember. What
and whoever else I didn't see. Thanks for joining us. I know our schedule is
That
a
wasn't
little.
text message.
Oh,
No, I think like Steve Carell was in it or something. There was a picture of him. Was it one of the Feel Old Yet memes?
Yeah.
Or no, wait, it was the one about doing marijuanas. or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, and he aged, but it's like a completely different person.
Yeah.
hello, Agent Iron Cat.
Yeah.
I apologize for the late start of the show today. It was
Sorry.
just very, very busy. No, it was on me. Like I took a long time to get going. Hello, Zeno.
Oh, don't be
Good
so
to
hard
see
on
you.
yourself.
All right. First things first. Prat Trap, longtime supporter of GoNintendo, longtime podcast listener, sent me a surprise email this week. And he was like, hey, you know how Kirby on one of the podcasts said, boy, I wish somebody was keeping track of the sounds that we talk about for adding to the podcast. Hello, Tony. Well,
Did I say that or did you?
he said you said it, so
Okay.
I believed him because I don't remember anything I say during the show. Well, Prat Trap was keeping track of it. He added in, he gave me a whole collection of sounds, and I handpicked some of them. And there were others he sent that I didn't include yet. Hello, sir, because I'm looking for cleaner rips. And others he sent that we haven't even referenced that I want to talk about later. But a couple of them are purple by accident. I already played them. So just to make sure there's you play them all.
Hey, what happened?
Let's run through the ones that are on there. Hey, what happened is a great one that we haven't said in a while, and I'm very glad it's there.
Oh, I wish Lube was here for this one.
I fight for my friends.
Now that we definitely say.
What are you buying?
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights
Yes!
down.
Why is this on here?
Because Rami says
Oh, what do you
it.
mean I say that? Yeah.
You've said it like 2 or 3 times.
It was a thing. I agree with it being on there.
All right.
My body is ready.
See, now that we should have had on there for a long time.
Yeah, now it's too late because Reggie's dead.
Rest in peace, Reggie.
Hey, what happened?
That one I approve of.
Should we get rid of?
There should be
Should
more.
we get rid of the hay?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
On that page.
Did I do whistle tone yet?
I do love my whistle tones. Right, so thank you, Pretrap, for sending those
Did you
in.
call that whistle tone? Or he did?
That's what I have been talking about for whistle tones.
That's what they're called.
Ariana Grande and Mariah Carey can do
Oh,
whistle
really?
tones,
You
and
say
that's what it's
Mariah?
called.
Yes,
Mariah.
Mariah.
Mo Ryan. Mo Ryan. Yeah, she can do whistle tones, and the only other one I know that can legitimately do them is Ariana Grande. And I would venture to say,
what's her name? Christina Aguilera.
Did you say Christina Applegate?
I would venture to say that Ariana
Aggregate.
Grande can do them better than Mariah Carey ever
Oh,
could.
let's see.
but-
So you're wait, what are her fans called? Doesn't she have like a name for her fans?
Everybody does. I don't know.
Yeah.
The only fan name I know is Little Monsters for Lady Gaga. Other than
Well,
that,
sure, everyone knows that one.
Yeah, there's still
Hi
somebody,
behind the
there's
desk.
still
So
somebody
anyway.
who can do it even better than her.
What you're saying though is your Camp Grande, or is it Grande? Didn't someone just say that?
It's actually Grundle.
that everyone's been pronouncing it wrong.
That's what she calls her fans, my little Grundles.
Little Grundles.
Behind the desk says, "Hey guys, long time listener, first time catching you live."
That was a
But
whistle tone.
That's whistling.
No, that's like throat whistling.
No, I'm sorry. I love that man, but that's not a whistle tone.
He's so great.
All right, Kirby, if you will. Give me a
Doesn't
second.
he do a?
Kirby, if you will.
Mr. Jeff.
What?
Oh man. If you will, please play us that
Yeah.
new segment, cool little ditty.
Play us out.
What does that mean?
Go Nintendo Podcast.
New segment. Cool. New segment.
Once again, thank you to Donut Muffin for this week's icon for new segment cool. Mom Brain, once again, can you give us a description of what you're looking at? You don't have to go crazy. Just
Okay.
paint the picture.
Here we go. It's dark, and it appears to be two little characters in a park. One is orange, and that appears to be more human-like and also sleeping. And facing it appears to be maybe like a cat
Hi, Sewerlink.
Possibly a pig.
or a dog with no tail.
That's for you guys to decide.
Both characters have
Terrifying.
no facial features except for eyes. And the little cat animal creature is white. And they're staring at each other. I mean, that's really basically, and in the very background, there appears to be maybe like a flag, I think. There's very few
I just
details.
see a fir tree.
Everything on the left.
Oh, okay.
So on the right is a fir tree and on the left is a flag. But it doesn't appear to be very detailed. Very
Mhm.
crude.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
You're welcome.
That was great.
Good
Thank
catch
you.
with the flag.
Well, Mr. New Segment Cool, tell us about this. What do you got?
I think it's like a brick breakaway game, like that game you were playing.
Oh, but it's
Oh, yeah.
Strikey
Strikey Sisters.
But I think it's called Kitty Cat and Jelly Bean.
Oh, I like that a lot.
I don't know about the sleeping thing though. There's got to be something with that.
Is it a game where you watch someone sleep?
Kitty Cat and Sleepy Bean.
A game where you watch someone sleep.
Bears.
That sounds great.
Wait, what's
Bear
the,
attack.
what's
The
the
bear's
Cinco?
trying to take a bite out of me. What's the what?
What's the Cinco
The,
sleep?
It's like friend sleepy time, right?
the name of the one I always remember, which is not the right one, is the Cinco FaceTime Party Snoozer, and that is not the correct one, but also involves sleeping. Hello, Seanator. Thanks for joining us, my friend. All right, well, let me tell you about this. Baba Is You is a puzzle game where you can change the rules by which you play. In every level, the rules are present as blocks you can interact with. By manipulating them, you can change how the level works and cause surprising, unexpected interactions. With some simple block pushing, you can turn yourself into a rock, turn patches of grass into dangerously hot obstacles, and even change the goal you need to reach to something entirely different.
So the goal is the flag. That was a
That's
good
it.
catch.
This is Baba Is You. And so Baba is the little bean man, but I don't know why he's a little bean man. I don't know what the animal is. But apparently this game is quite excellent.
Oh, okay.
And has gotten much praise. So it's one that I knew people in the chat would know the icon for. But now you guys are aware of Baba Is You. Available on the eShop right now. Baba Is You
Baba
is
Is
eShop
You.
right now.
Just called the sleepwatching chair.
That's what it's called. That's it. It doesn't have a name, really.
No,
The
it's
Cinco
Cinco
sleepwatching
sleepwatching
chair.
chair.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian says Baba equals sheep. That's. I guess the white thing kind of looks like a sheep, but not at all.
But you're not a sheep.
But Baba,
You're the jelly bean.
Baba is sheep.
All I know is that Baba is you.
That's right. There's one thing I know,
And by you,
and that thing is Baba is you.
And by you, do they mean me?
Yeah, Baba is me.
I mean, it's a deep game.
It sounds like
Is it just the letter U?
Our Baba sheep is you. EWE. Oh my
oh,
God.
no, it's a terrible pun instead.
Oh,
Hi,
so
Mikkel.
They basically explain that the Baba means sheep. Baba is you. Yeah. Baba means sheep. That's
Baba.
crazy. They totally.
Black sheep.
Why are we still on this?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The name of the title
Yes.
is explaining
What?
that Baba means sheep. Baba is you. You said that already. So I thought that's what you understood.
EWEU.
Yeah.
Yes.
E.
Yeah, but that's not how it's spelled.
No, but that's probably what they.
I don't know. I'm sure it means
Everybody likes
something
to
else.
good
But...
sheep pun. No.
Okay.
I guess maybe they don't.
Gee, it's boring around here.
All right, Link, you asshole.
What's in your news?
Let's talk about some news. Oh, there is Link-related news this week. That's funny. There is stuff.
You, Link, are the hero.
Squadala. So there's actually a good amount of top stories this week. And next topic.
We didn't say there were good stories.
Yes, there's a good amount, but I cannot guarantee it's good stories because, as I know from being on the internet a bazillion years, everybody hates everything. There's a new Japanese flyer.
It didn't used to be that way, Rami.
Less people on the internet.
People used to like things.
Hating things is the new liking things. There's a new flyer for Super Mario Maker 2 in Japan, and it has something that you might not even notice at first or think any differently of, but it's actually a pretty big hint at something going on. If you look at the flyer, in the bottom right-hand corner is a sprite of Luigi from the original Super Mario Brothers. The thing is, his sprite is green and brown. So let's start from the beginning here. In the original Super Mario Brothers, Mario was red and brown. Luigi was, whatever, green and white, I guess. I don't know. But when you got the Fire Flower, both characters changed into the same color. So Mario and Luigi's... No. Yes. Mario and Luigi's sprites were exactly the same. If they were side by side, you couldn't tell them apart because they're literally the same sprite, just different colors. But when Fire flowered up, there's no difference. Over on Super Mario Brothers Deluxe, which was the Game Boy Color game, Nintendo changed Luigi's Super Luigi sprite because of this issue. They needed colors to differentiate, so Luigi got like a different color swapped, so he didn't look exactly like Mario. And in this flyer, we see that it's using the color swap from Super Mario Brothers Deluxe on the Game Boy Color. Now, why is that a big deal? It's because if you have Mario and Luigi on the screen at the same time, if there wasn't this color swap when they were superized, they would look exactly the same. And the big discussion and rumor has been that this game is going to include co-op this time around. So obviously, the sprite being changed kinds of points to that. It's not confirmed, but I would say it's the biggest hint that we have so far. If you check out the post that we did for this, I put together an image to showcase what Super Luigi and Fire Flower Luigi from Super Mario Brothers Deluxe look like, so you can see the two different colors. And the Super Luigi sprite, again, is exactly the same as the one that is in Super Mario Maker 2. So,
Also,
Bingo. Ho, ho, ho.
if you look at it,
did you look at it?
that Luigi sprite is standing right over the 2,
Coincidence?
like player 2.
I think not. JD says, well, it would be weird to include images of Luigi in cat power-up costumes in a promotional art if they weren't planning on if they weren't planning on it in some way. Makes me wonder if they'll be adding other playable characters since Toadette is in there too, also in a cat costume. Something totally new to the Mario series, if I recall. Hello, Al Delmar. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I would say multiplayer of some sort is definitely confirmed for this game. The aspects and the full details of which are to be detailed at a later date, probably E3 or something like that. But we shall find out. I don't know. But yes, I would say co-op, multiplayer, something like that is definitely going to be a part of this experience.
Question.
Yeah.
What have you been playing, Kirby?
I am not. I'll mention this very quickly. Splatoon 2 has a special demo available that includes an online 7-day free trial. And you can also get 40% off the full game. So if for some reason you own a Switch and you haven't played Splatoon 2 yet, you can now check out a demo and get a free week trial of Switch Online as well. Because, you know, online's kind of a big deal when it comes to Splatoon 2. Moving on.
Wait, so do you play as the sheep?
Are you still talking about Baba is you?
Yeah,
You just put the trailer on.
We're not talking about that. Okay. So, if you'll remember, especially if you're a fan of the podcast, there was a time where where fans really wanted Danny DeVito to be the voice of Detective Pikachu in the Detective Pikachu movie. That did not come to be, as he is voiced by Ryan Reynolds, which I think we can all agree seems to be doing a wonderful job with the character. His trademark snark seems to be coming across good in the character because Detective Pikachu's kind of a jerk a little bit. So that's that. Danny DeVito is not in the role. Danny DeVito, I believe, said he didn't know what a Pokemon was back in the day. But people involved with the film said that they actually did try out Detective Pikachu with the voice of Danny DeVito by using voice clips from other things that Mr. DeVito had done. Producer Cale Boyder.
Oh, so they didn't call him in to actually attempt it? They just...
Is that legal?
Oh, they didn't
I would imagine this is normal practice for animated films. You get a list of hopefuls for who you would want, then you test them with other voice clips, and then you call them in.
But
because it's not like Ryan Reynolds not going to go to a regular casting call. Like Ryan Reynolds isn't going to something where 60 other hungry actors are lining up to try and get a role. Like Ryan Reynolds is specifically called.
I think Ryan Reynolds would do that. You just show up and be like, "So what do you read for?" Ryan
Reynolds maybe 6 years ago.
No, I think he would.
When he was in Van Wilder.
Yeah. Cale Boyder says, we definitely thought about it and how it might inform the spirit of it. Danny is incredible, by the way. I'm a huge fan of Danny DeVito. I can't give away too much, but in terms of where the story goes and how it evolves, we sort of look at everything, including what fans weren't seeing yet, to make the decision. But that spirit of Danny DeVito, I promise you, is inside of Pikachu. I couldn't speak to all the reasons why it wasn't Danny DeVito casted in a role. I love Danny, and some point maybe after the movie comes out, we can share those early tests. It's absolutely hilarious. So they still have the tests that they did with Danny DeVito audio from other TV shows and movies, and perhaps they will include them or release them at some point. I don't know how you would go about getting clearance for the special features on the Blu-ray for Danny DeVito test audio. I guess he would have to approve it, or his team, or something like that. But maybe one day we will hear them.
I think if somebody brought this information to him, he would show up and record stuff for the DVD. I mean, pay him, but...
I mean, you have given two opinions here on Danny DeVito and Ryan Reynolds, where you make it sound like you're
They're cool
very
guys.
close to them.
They're very good.
I would agree. They seem like great guys.
Well, my first opinion, not opinion, but
Fact.
my first thing that I said was just that I don't think you can actually get a good idea of how somebody's going to portray this character. Like you can't cast them on a YouTube edit of like jumbled up things from other sources. This doesn't make sense.
I mean, yes, you can't get a 100% feel for it.
Sound bites from Batman Returns and that
It's Always
Philadelphia
Sunny.
show. Yeah, what is that? It's Always Sunny. in
Yeah, but you
Philadelphia.
can get some sort of idea.
So you can dress up like jerks.
You can also get an
get
idea.
juiced and dance.
You
badly.
can also get an idea by just closing your eyes and going, "Yeah, that would be good."
Yes, you got everything we talk about. You're like this. Like, why are you like this? They can get some ideas. What I'm saying. Can they get the best idea? No. Do they want to spend the time and money to get Mr. DeVito in there to do a full run through? No, they don't. They have to make a decision. Plus, they wanted someone who has star power. As much as I love Danny DeVito, people maybe nowadays it's a little different, but
Are you
people
kidding
aren't
me?
like
He's-
clamoring
do you-
for like.
Well, he's still like a supporting role kind
Yes.
of guy. He's not like a lead.
That's why he's not Dumbo in Dumbo. But yeah, Pokemon Company, Nintendo, everybody else involved wanted a voice that
Let's
has star power right
let's
now.
talk
and
about Dumbo.
don't
Michael-
get choked up about it.
Michael Keaton
It's the
and
third in
Danny
Tim Burton's
DeVito
circus trilogy.
back together again. It's
And-
almost 1 week.
Tim Burton.
Yeah, I think he said that this movie is like the third in his circus trilogy because they all involve Danny DeVito being in the circus.
You know what's crazy?
Big Fish.
Danny or
Big Fish, Batman Returns.
what's crazy is Tim Burton reusing the same actors in films. Can you believe?
Oh yeah, that's totally not his style. I'm surprised his ex girlfriend isn't in it.
Right? Hawk says, I detest the idea of game companies and film companies making large decisions based off of memes and the silly whims of a small group of loud people. At the same time, I know that DeVito would have done a really good job and added a hilarious layer of irony to the character. So, Hawk is torn because he hates the memes, but he also loves the memes.
Are the memes dead?
Danny DeVito is a meme that will never die. Even when Danny DeVito dies, the meme will live on.
Why is he a meme?
Why is he a meme?
He's a man.
He's a funny
not
guy.
meme,
He's
man.
a funny looking guy. He's just funny.
He has a affliction that kept him from growing.
That's meme worthy right there.
Like I only learned this like a year or two ago that he actually has I forget what it's called, but that's the reason he's so short.
Oh, really?
Sean Ader says, "Are you ready for the Bowser memes next month?" I saw a Doug Bowser picture yesterday.
Oh, right.
Just a regular picture of him on a Nintendo employee's Instagram account. That is amazing. He's wearing like a head to toe, like it's a regular like suit, like suit and tie, but covered in Mario regalia. It is amazing. I wanted to post it on the site, but I don't want to blast this Nintendo employee's photos like that. So I held off, but it's out there. Hello, Nico Darunia. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Joe. We have some comment from Suda51 on Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, which actually relates to what you were talking about last week, Nikki Hill. It's a bit of a divisive game, as most of Suda games are. But Suda says, he knew that was going to happen. Suda says, in the process of making Travis Strikes Again, I expected it would cause an extreme love or hate reaction. I was expecting that. However, I decided not to shift my focus further towards the market trends and instead focus on what needed to be done with this team. In doing so, we strengthened the team that suited the philosophy of Grasshopper as a company. Suda loves doing his own thing, and if he has a chance to do that, you can bet he will. Now, he also says that he's going to continue working with that team, and he hints about the future of No More Heroes. He says, I can't disclose too much about our next title, but it may be a sequel. The core element will not be changed. I like the strength and dynamic of the team we've created. Everybody has their opinion on how things should be done and can even say no to me. I really like this working environment and feel we should do it again with the next title. They've become more used to myself and the production team, and that makes the team stronger. So he's like, I love my game. I love the team that we're working with, and we're going to do a sequel maybe, but we're sticking together.
If working in a corporate world has taught me anything, it has taught me that letting all of your employees have their own opinion and them having the power to tell their boss no, that whole company's going to fail.
Well, it's like a team of like 14 or 15 people. It's not like a huge thing. Necrodancer says he wants us to know that Suda means he sweats in Italian. Is this true? Is this true?
Sure.
Jake says, I'm nearing the end of my playthrough of Travis Strikes Again. I think it's okay. It has style, but it doesn't shine nearly as bright as previous No More Heroes titles. It is different. I think it retains that Suda style without a doubt, but yes, it is quite different from the previous experiences in some ways.
You know what really gets me? When you boot up the death drive and like the very first thing is like this super retro like line art monkey like in profile and then like full frontal or something.
Full frontal monkey.
I don't know, but it's pretty amazing art.
It is great.
It really
I
blows
really
my
like
mind,
that.
like how you even come up with that. How'd you come up with that?
Moving on. Legendary Pictures, who is involved, or Legendary Entertainment, who is involved with Detective Pikachu, is potentially hinting at a Pokemon cinematic universe, similar to what Disney is doing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I've heard of that.
Legendary Entertainment producer Ali Mendez had this to say: Pokemon is such a rich universe. There's so many ways you can go inside of it. We're trying to get the first movie right, and then once we've done that, we'll see where we go from there. But absolutely, there are a lot of opportunities. Even the Pokemon themselves, there are 800 of them. We're going to do a lot. We're going to have a lot of them in Pokemon Detective Pikachu, but we want to play with all of them at some point. I think Detective Pikachu being a hit is pretty much a surefire thing right now. All the analysts are predicting a great opening week. The buzz is really good. Social media is going crazy for it. The reaction to the trailers has been great.
When's
So,
it open?
May not 3rd.
May or may not.
It's a week after May 3rd, I believe. So not too far off.
There's
But
a
yes,
name for Pikachu scrunching his face up, apparently.
yes, there is
What's
like
the official name of that one?
I don't know what the.
Why do you report on it all the time?
I don't know that it has an official name.
Oh, okay.
I just call it scrunched face Pikachu because that's what it looks like. Yes, and there's also there's plenty of Pokemon memes. One Pokemon meme that lasted for quite a bit was the surprise Pikachu face. That was all over the place.
Oh yeah, well I'm talking specifically about
Scrunched face
about the
Pikachu.
movie and the memes.
Scrunched face Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
Yes, there are images and paintings and figurines and coffee art and all kinds of stuff.
Does he just not count?
Lego one was good.
Like I understand when they say cinematic and everything, but like there's been a lot of Pokemon movies.
No, they don't count the movies that they didn't make. Just like there's other Marvel movies that aren't part of the Marvel Cinematic
Who
Universe.
didn't make them?
Legendary didn't make the animated
Who's
movies.
Legendary? That's just the company that's making it.
What are you saying? Legendary.
What I'm saying is the Marvel Cinematic Universe is made by Marvel. They don't count the ones made by Sony. It uses the Marvel license.
I would say the Marvel
Pokemon movies are made by who? The Pokemon company or whatever.
Well, they're involved, but like whatever the animation studios are or have been. But see, the difference is like the cinematic universe also means like movies that tie into one another. Like the animated movies have.
They should, because guess what? They all have the same Pokemon.
No, they don't.
What are you talking about?
There's new Pokemon in each one.
It's true.
But they never reference the ones from the.
I didn't.
previous...
No. Don't change what you said.
No. Come on.
Yes, they do reference other Pokemon, but they're not storyline plots or anything. Each movie is a self-contained thing.
Right. I'm sure there's a writer who can tie them all together somehow.
Yes. If he does,
Just like
if he manages to tie together all, I don't know, 20 animated movies, then okay, it's a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
But right now, it's not. They're just animated movies. Hawk says, gotta prove yourself with this movie first, Legendary. Even the makers of Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li, claimed they were planning more sequels. Oh, yeah, that was...
I didn't see that one.
You don't want to see
Is
it.
that a movie name?
Either of the Street Fighter movies.
It was not, but it certainly could be. This is a great story. I'm so happy that this happened. There's this guy that we've posted about a few times on GoNintendo. His name is Chen San Yuan. And he is a 70-year-old Taiwanese Pokemon Go player. But he's not just any Pokemon Go player. He built a rig for his bike that let him play like 7 or 8 versions or 7 or 8 different phones that all had Pokemon Go running on them. But he didn't stop there. He made another rig that he carried around on his body and walked with that let him play with like 14 different phones, all of which had Pokemon Go on them. And then just recently, he made another new rig for his bike that let him play 21 different phones with Pokemon Go on them. So he's become a bit of a meme, if you will, an internet celebrity. And this caught on with the people at Asus or Asus, who I guess makes phones too, which I didn't know. Hello,
Asus,
Stakona.
right? Oh, don't they also make like
Computers,
software?
is what I know of,
Yeah.
know them for. But they started a collaboration with Mr. Chen. And Mr. Chen is now an ambassador for their Zenfone Max Pro M2, a new phone. And they had him on stage at one of their events.
Pokemon Go is not available on this phone.
They had him on stage at one of their events to showcase the phone and his rig with all the phones in it. And he used it to play Pokemon Go. So
like when he's going down, he's like, "Oh, there's a Pokemon."
Well, it's funny you should say that because we have footage of the man playing all the versions of the phone.
So answer my question. What is that?
Yes, that's what it's like. Yes, he taps all the phones. Yes.
And halfway through tapping, he crashes his bike.
Clearly not. Well, I guess maybe clearly not. I guess the crashes haven't been so bad that he's dead. That's where my mind went automatically. Clearly not, because he's not dead. I don't know if he's had any accidents.
I didn't say drive off a cliff.
That would be an expensive crash, man. For
all those.
I mean, car
It's
crashes
a pretty
are
expensive hobby as it is.
Paid off now. He's got 21 free phones to play it on. Autumnal Blake says he looks like he takes it very seriously. Judging by the look on his face, if you touch his bike, it's not going to end well for you.
Well, it's a shame that he went ahead and got that endorsement, because the next news story, Raw Me.
Oh, segue. The next news story is about more speculation of Nintendo once again creating their own phone. So in the past, this rumor has come up. And we have seen patents from Nintendo many years ago that showcased their own phone. And this was before phones had touchscreens or anything like that. But Nintendo had plans for their own phone, or at least some ideas for their own phone that they wanted to patent. And obviously it never came out. But now the rumors are bubbling up again.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
This comes from Digitimes, who says, despite the fact that gaming handsets are a niche market segment, other players, including blah, 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 and Nintendo, are either strengthening their presence in the market or planning to enter it, said their sources. There has been speculation about Nintendo planning to launch a gaming handset that can integrate with its Switch console, but Nintendo has yet to respond on that speculation. So, of course, Nintendo's not going to be like, yeah, we're doing it, and it's coming out next year. But it is not crazy for anyone to think that Nintendo might be interested in getting into creating their own phone, because they have had at least some desire to do that in the past. Ridley Soria says, so we will need to use the app on another phone to voice chat on the Switch. It's Nintendo, so I can't say no, but remember, Epic and another company have both made systems available, software available for the Switch, any platform really, that automatically integrates in-game voice chat for any project, and it's free for any developer to use. So hopefully, going forward, we will see lots of other developers use that. And there are more games coming out for the Switch that use that have integrated voice chat in them and don't need the app or for you to use some other method of talking to people. This is gross. When was the last time anybody here bought something on eBay?
I've never bought anything.
It's
on
been
eBay.
a long time. Like years.
You know who buys stuff on eBay?
Couple of years.
Who?
My father.
Oh.
I used to buy things through eBay when I was in college. I think it was like before I had a credit card, and I would like try to find sellers on eBay that were selling like CDs for that would take like checks.
What is a CD?
Oh yeah, well, this
It's,
goes to show how long ago
Yeah,
it was
right.
that I was using eBay.
It's a way for you to invest money and get larger returns.
Oh, okay. So here's what happened.
Get it?
There was.
You also didn't you buy a guitar on Raw Meat's eBay account?
Oh, remember when all that happened?
What?
Is that what I was trying to do?
Accidentally logged
Bought
in on my
something, maybe a
eBay.
record or something.
No.
Or Amazon. Was it Amazon?
No, I think you bought like Spamalot tickets or something, right? Isn't that what happened?
You bought something, but I think then you were on the computer and you bought something with his account by accident, or maybe
No.
it was the other way around.
Yeah, he bought something with my account.
Man, I completely
He
forgot
bought
about
tickets
this
to
whole thing.
Spamalot, and I saw like the charges showing up, and I was like, "What? Someone's hacked my eBay account."
Long story short, I am the hacker. It was me.
Lou sign John the Savage up for like terrible spam emails?
Yes.
Speaking of spam,
Like
yes,
intentionally?
yes, he did. Yes,
Yeah, on purpose. Like, he was like, "Oh,
Ruined-
I'm gonna do."
Ruined an email account.
Yeah, and a friendship, I think, for a little while.
Anyway, on eBay, there was someone who was selling the Switch for £230, which is $50 off the usual price over in the UK. So it's not so much off the usual price that people were like, this is fishy, but it is a good enough deal that people wanted to jump on it. And they were going through this seller named G-Trade 2015, who had an over 90% approval rate on eBay. So people saw that and they were like, well, this guy's trustworthy. They bought the Switch off the guy. And as you can probably guess, the Switch never showed up. He sent them fake tracking numbers, and then he removed everything from his eBay store and went MIA, didn't respond to anybody's emails, blah, blah, blah. He sold nearly 500 fake Switches. So that would mean he made somewhere around like $150,000 off of people. And eBay says they're looking into helping people with their money-back guarantee, but they need to see if the customers qualify for that. So we still don't know if
The
these
customers
customers
have to
could be
prove-
completely out of their money or will get it back, even though they were completely scammed and lost their
And
money.
that number of customers, like that many people getting scammed, makes me think that like,
It could happen to me.
well, that like they had reason. That eBay doesn't really have reason to believe that they like fell for something they shouldn't have fallen.
I don't
for.
know. That's dropping the bucket for eBay. They're very picky with their money-back guarantee.
I just feel like it's hard to like 3 people get scammed. All right, well maybe you guys shouldn't have fallen for it, but that many, how many people was it?
Nearly 500.
For 500 people to get scammed, I imagine it was a pretty well put together scam.
Yeah, but that's not
Believable.
how eBay looks at it. They have to look at it through their money-back guarantee, like
And
terms
is
of
eBay
service.
doing well?
I have
Like,
no idea.
Because I feel like this would be enough for people to be like, you know what?
I'm sure eBay is still extremely
Kiss my
popular.
anus, eBay.
Wow.
I feel
Retrofraction.
like regardless of trying to get money back, they should be working overtime to track this fiend down.
See, I mean, I don't know that they aren't, but I'm sure eBay has bigger problems too. Retrofraction says, considering a new policy, they will all be getting their money back. Though when in doubt, use PayPal and submit a claim. Yeah, perhaps if some people did purchase through PayPal, they'll have an easier time getting their money back. But we will keep you updated on that whole situation, see if they get the guy and what happens. But first, you hear that?
No.
NPD. NPD. NPD.
Thank you, Mom. It
NPD.
is NPD time, February 2019, your top 20 software sales. As usual, I am looking for the top 10 from you guys. Begin.
Call of Duty.
Bro.
Call of Duty is number 10.
Wow.
Is Red Dead still in there?
Red Dead is number 5.
Mario Party.
Oh, when everybody was doing so well.
Wait, Nikki,
No,
what
that's
did you
number
say?
17.
Call of Duty.
Okay.
Uh,
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Madden.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is number 12.
Is there an NBA game?
Madden's always come out in August.
Well, we didn't know that.
Yeah, but it still sells well.
And Madden is number 19.
Is there a basketball game? Mark
Yes, NBA 2K19 is number 9.
What about like a
March Madness,
FIFA or a soccer of some sort?
FIFA is not on the list.
FIFA,
Ghost Recon.
Ghost Refund. I was like,
Ghost Refund.
I want my money back.
No, there is no
Those
Ghost
eBay
Recon,
customers are
but
good.
there is a Tom Clancy game down at number
Splinter Cell?
18.
Division 2.
Nope. That came out this month.
Rainbow Six.
Tom Clancy's the
Rainbow Six Siege, yes. All right, number 1. Brand new game,
Okay.
brand new franchise. This game makes
Anthem.
people. Yes. I was going to say, he said Anthem. I was going to say this game makes people want to throw their damn hands up.
Wow.
Who does that song?
I have no
Uh,
idea.
This is
wait.
the anthem. Throw your damn hands
Oh
up.
God, yeah, isn't that?
I want to be you.
I'm not.
I want to be just like you.
All right,
I'm not cultured, and I'm not.
Number 2. It's a game. It's a game for weeaboos.
That's what Ron
Honey
used.
Pop?
No, Honey Pop did not get a retail release. It's got Dragon Ball. It's got Death Note.
Somebody versus
It's
somebody.
got- no, you'll never guess it. It's Jump Force. Jump Force is number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3.
Jump ball.
Part of a franchise. The 3rd installment took a really long time to come out.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. Number 4.
That's like almost weeaboo.
Distant Sob.
Far Cry.
Far Cry, yes.
Farquhar.
Number 5, Red Dead. Number 6, it's a remake. And it's part of a long-running franchise.
Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys are on fire. Number 7, it's a Nintendo title. Everyone is here.
Smash.
Smash Brothers,
Oh, yeah,
yes.
duh.
Number 8, it's what they call the subway in London.
The Tube.
Well,
Um,
maybe I'm wrong.
wait, what is it called? The
Tubes.
the Underground.
How about
Yeah, the underground.
maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
Railway.
Metro? Don't they call it the Metro over there?
No,
I mean, that's everywhere.
I think the Metro's in Germany.
Well, apparently it's everywhere.
Okay.
Metro Exodus. Number 9 is
I mean,
NBA
it's-
2K19. Number
in
10
New York, it's the Metro card.
is
Oh,
Call
yeah,
of Duty
it-
Black
Yeah,
Ops.
it's everywhere basically.
So you got your top 10. 11 through 20 are New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Grand Theft Auto 5, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Minecraft, Super Mario Party, Rainbow Six Siege, Madden NFL 19, and Marvel's Spider-Man.
Can you get by?
Also, good news for this month, February 2019. The Switch was the number 1 platform once again. Nintendo generated its highest February month hardware dollar sales since February 2011. Nintendo reached the highest year-to-date dollar sales for Nintendo-produced hardware since 2011. Switch is the best-selling hardware platform of February and 2019 year-to-date. Nintendo controller sales increased nearly 80% in the month of February, and Nintendo controller sales are now up approximately 90% year-to-date. So the Switch is doing pretty damn well. Once again, more evidence that the Switch is doing well. First comment comes from Steel Diver, and he says, a bad month for third parties on Switch. Still no Netflix. Still no Metroid Prime. Still no MP3 player. Nintendo was canceled. Buy a PSP Go. Spoken like a true internet warrior, my friend. Yes, as we always have to remember, Nintendo is doomed no matter.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Konami announced the Konami 50th Anniversary Arcade Classics Collection. No, I'm sorry. Let me say this again. the Konami 50th Anniversary Collections.
Oh, okay.
There are 3 different collections. One of them is arcade classics, one of them is Castlevania, and one of them is Contra. So 3 different digital collections, one filled with arcade classics, including Haunted Castle, Typhoon, Nemesis, Vulcan Venture, Life Force, Thundercross, Scramble, Twinbee, and many others. Then there is the Castlevania Collection, which includes Castlevania, Castlevania 3, Castlevania 2. I don't know why they wrote them in that order.
I was just about to ask.
Oh, no. I know why. Because it's Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge, which is the Game Boy game. Super Castlevania 4, and other games that aren't announced yet. Then in the Contra Anniversary Collection, they include Contra, Super C, Contra 3, and other games that aren't announced yet. So multiple games in these collections. For some weird reason, they're only telling us a few in each, but these are 50th anniversary collections. I would imagine these games are going to, or these collections are going to be jam-packed with the who's who.
Natalia!
With the who's who of games in these franchises. So we'll just have to wait until they feel like telling us what else is in there. But we got a good idea of some of the titles. Ninjinister has the top rated comment on GoNintendo, and he says, digital only made me soft. He does not want a digital only collection of games. He wants a retail copy of these games.
He doesn't believe in digital.
And I can understand that. It would be nice to have a physical collection of all these classic games grouped together rather than some digital option, but at least we're getting a collection in general. I'm down with all of those collections. I'm a huge fan of Contra, an even bigger fan of Castlevania, and I would like to play some of these arcade classics, so I'm down for all of them. They, let me tell you, they come out, the Arcade Classics Collection is out April 18th, so right around the corner. Castlevania comes out early summer 2019, and Contra comes out early summer 2019. So we'll find out a lot more about the Arcade Classics one in the near future. Like I said, forecasts for Detective Pikachu are very good. It seems like the movie is going to do quite well if analysts are to be believed. Box Office Pro has shared their expectations for the film. They say they believe the opening weekend will be in a $75 million range, with a potential $250 million made in the United States alone. When all is said and done, they say social media buzz has been spectacular, and has broken Box Office Pro's Twitter tracking record with over 400,000 mentions on the first day of the movie's reveal. Ryan Reynolds' voice presence could further bolster appeal to the curious and audiences that are unfamiliar with Pokemon. And it's opening in the third weekend of Avengers Endgame and 2 weeks before Aladdin. So they say that's a nice space to work in there. Endgame will be dying down a bit. Aladdin won't have a chance to steal its thunder, so it's got a nice spot in there. So that's one hell of a time for movies. Avengers Endgame, Detective Pikachu, and Aladdin for those who want to see those films. I want to see 2 of them. That latest trailer for Aladdin looked better, I think.
Which one?
There's one they just put out like a week ago or something, where you get to, it's like your first like real look at the movie.
Yeah. Okay.
And I thought it looked better, like considerably better.
And Will Smith as like in a human form,
yes,
kind of makes more sense.
Yeah. But he still looks weird blue. Yes. So in the trailer, they show Will Smith as like a regular human genie, where he's just like hanging out in genie garb, which looks fine. I'm fine with that. It looks good.
The thing about Will Smith is that he's just like,
I want GWX.
He's just like chill. I don't know, like you come from Rob, like maybe it's just a nostalgia thing.
Will
like,
Smith plays one type of character in almost all his movies.
That's true.
That's what he's doing. Like, he doesn't have much range, or he hasn't shown much range. Although I didn't see The Legend of Bagger Vance.
There's a lot of movies I'm sure you haven't seen, like the Concussion movie or that other movie with him and the kid.
Oh,
can't remember the name.
After Earth?
Yeah, After Earth.
No, I'm talking about a different one.
Men in Black.
No.
Wild Wild West.
Oh, he's like, is he homeless or he's like struggling, and it's just him and his son?
Oh yeah, it was like a
Men in Black 2, I think
melodrama
that
or
was.
something.
Did you see it?
No, but he's a dramatic.
So you don't know it either. What are you talking
I'm
about?
just saying you haven't seen that stuff. So you can't just say he plays one thing because he does it.
Did I say that?
It's
I said
mostly
he
true.
plays one thing most of the time, and then I even followed up by saying I haven't seen The Legend of Bagger,
Right. So you're just making fun of the guy.
where he plays a chill ghost, I believe. Is he a ghost in that movie?
Oh,
I don't know.
I think he's a
Is he
ghost.
a caddy?
Oh,
A catty
spoiler
ghost. I
alert.
think he's dead in the movie at the
Okay.
end.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. Sorry for everybody who was really holding off on seeing The Legend of Bagger Vance. The legend is he's a ghost. That's. I'm not joking. I thought he was a ghost.
You could be right. I don't know.
Look that up. Somebody look. Hey, Legend of Bagger Vance fans, tell us what's
Hey,
going
have
on.
you talked to my caddy baggy pants? And they go, what? That's just a legend. He's been dead for years.
See? Told you it was about a ghost.
I just made that up. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Autumnal Blake says, I think this movie's success is kind of a given. He's talking about Detective Pikachu and not The Legend of
Oh,
Bagger Vance.
Bagger pants, Vance.
The Legend of Baggy Pants.
Bagger Vance.
Bagger Vance, yes.
You know what it's
You're a
called.
movie person. You probably own the
Oh, I need to
Criterion
know
collection
the
for
title.
Bagger
Is that a Disney
Vance. No.
This is what it is.
Bagger Vance.
No one has ever talked about that movie this much in the history of the world.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Not even Will Smith. He doesn't even remember the movie. I watched his video talking about all the good movies he turned down for bad movies.
No.
It's kind of disappointing. What are we doing here? So Nintendo
That's a
had
good question.
their Nindies Spring 2019 showcase, and it showcased all kinds of amazing stuff. And we're going to give you the rundown through Nintendo's official press release. I'm going to skip one
My
right.
body is ready.
Thank you, Reggie. I'm going to skip the two big ones and save them for last. We'll get right into the rest of the stuff. Nope. Okay, Stranger Things 3, which we already knew was coming to the Switch, but we got to see a much better look at it. And now we know it's launching July 4th, 2019, which is the launch date of Stranger Things Season 3. So it comes out the same day that the new season comes out.
I feel like we should project that on the back of the grill on 4th of July.
No, I want to, like, enjoy it. Like, I want to, like, really watch it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, I don't want it on in the background while everybody's, like, hanging out. Like, I don't want things ruined,
Yeah.
because I really enjoy that show.
I enjoyed the first season a lot more than the second.
Yeah, same here.
What are you
I
talking about?
I felt like the second season was just the same couple of things happening over and over.
see,
and over
that's
and over.
funny, because I waited a long time to
Stranger
watch the second season. And I think the buffer between seasons for me made the second season that much more enjoyable, because I liked the second season better.
What?
Like by a lot. Yeah, I feel like I think about this with games too. I often feel like sometimes when a sequel to a game comes out too soon after the original, people haven't had enough time to let things settle and process and get to the point where they're like more yearning for the sequel, and it kind of hurts the sales of it because they didn't give it breathing room. And I feel like the second season of Stranger Things hit too soon after the first. It was just the first season was so big, and everybody was still like hyped about Stranger Things when the second season came out, and
I didn't
people,
remember
like,
them being
blew
so
through it.
close together. I mean,
It was
Oh.
like at least a year, wasn't it?
yeah, it wasn't like, you know, like 2 or 3 months or something, but it was
Right.
much closer than what the gap between season 2 to 3 is.
Mm.
Also revealed, Red Lantern is coming to the Switch. Survive the Alaskan tundra with a team of 5 sled dogs. The musher becomes lost while training for the grueling Iditarod race and must fend off bears, resist frostbite, and take care of dogs while navigating the wilderness and trying to return home. Rad was announced, not the was it BMX,
The
movie?
movie.
This is a new game published by Bandai Namco and developed by Double Fine. This is a 3D action roguelike set in a post-apocalyptic world. As a teenage protagonist, players must journey into the fallow and ever-changing procedurally generated wasteland that holds the secrets of the past and answers for the future. Here, radioactive toxins will randomly mutate your character, giving you powerful new abilities that challenge you to constantly adapt your playstyle. Katana Zero is coming from the gang over at Devolver Digital. It's a stylish neo-noir action platformer featuring breakneck action and instant death combat. You get one hit and you're out. Nuclear Throne is available now, yes, from Vlambeer. It's a top-down shooter that fans were already familiar with. And Super Crate Box is also coming from Vlambeer, which is another game that fans are quite familiar with. And God damn it, Vlambeer. It's a weird name to say. Vlambeer is working on Vlambeer Arcade.
Bill Vlambeer's gone back.
Which is an arcade collection of brand new games that they're going to add to as time goes on. But the first in that collection is Ultra Bugs, a fast-paced, high-score-centric game in which players pilot a ship to fight endless space bugs. We got a new trailer for My Friend Pedro, one of my most anticipated Switch games, where you flip around in slow-mo and shoot people, and it's way over the top. Go and watch that trailer, because if you look closely, you can see that sometimes when guys get shot in the head, their wigs fly off because some are wearing wigs. I was like, what flew off that guy's head? And I rewound the trailer, and the guy's like, top piece went flying off.
What's that?
What's what?
And where is this?
My friend
Where is
Pedro.
what? What are you talking about? My Friend Pedro trailer. What are you doing?
I'm still trying to read about Bagger Vance.
Wait,
It's loosely based on a
Ghost.
Hindu text.
okay.
So Bagger Vance is Bhagavad Gita, or I don't know.
The Ghost, yeah, we're
Bhagavan.
familiar.
What was the
The
name
guy.
of the
Baklava?
before you go on? What was the name of the Double Fine game?
Rad.
Oh, that's right. It's just called Rad.
Creature in the Well was revealed, which is I mean what I'm about to say, a top-down, pinball-inspired hack-and-slash dungeon crawler. It looks really cool. Check out the trailer for that. That's coming out this summer. Also, surprise announced, boom, and released on the same day, Blaster Master Zero 2, a sequel to Blaster Masters. Sequel to Blaster Master Zero, which was available on the Switch. So Inti Creates was in secret working on a sequel, and they announced it in the Nindy Showcase and then said it was coming out that same day. It's available right now.
It's right now.
Wait,
Bagger Vance.
My Friend Pedro. Are you talking about the
Yes.
Nindies
Yes.
showcase?
Yes.
My Friend Pedro is going to be exclusive to the Switch or timed exclusive?
Exclusive to the Switch as far as consoles go. It's also on PC. But yes, console exclusive Switch.
I thought it was already advertised as being on other systems.
Nope. Never. Not now, not never. Pine, an open world adventure with beautiful biomes to explore, puzzles to solve, and secrets to discover, is coming to Switch in August. Bloodroots Paper Cult delivers ultraviolence and a twisted Western revenge tale with a deranged cast of characters. That's coming out this summer. Overland from Finji, the creator of Cannibalt, which we played here on phones a lot and iPads. I loved that game. Overland takes players, no, let me try it again. It's a turn-based survival game. Players take care of a group of travelers on a post-apocalyptic road trip across the United States. Darkwood is a survival horror game set in East Central Europe. There's a forest possessed by unknown evil forces that corrupt all the inhabitants of the woods, people, animals, and even the plants. Player can get new powers by extracting a strange essence from mutated fauna and flora and inject it into their bloodstream. That's coming to the Switch in May. Neocab, which is right up my alley, is an emotional survival game about staying human in a world disrupted by automation. Automation. You're like, it says you're Lena, the last human driver in the neon-drenched streets of Los Ojos, California. You interact with a diverse cast of characters with individual story arcs. Player must balance their income, sustain a positive rating, and manage their emotions, as fulfilling Lena's job as a rideshare driver is the only way they might reunite with her best friend, Savvy, who's mysteriously gone missing. Hello, Annie Austin. Is that real name of Austin? It looks like it is. Thanks for joining us. Swim Sanity is available. Nope. Swim Sanity is coming to the Switch this summer. Takes a deep dive with multiplayer underwater shooter with action-packed co-op and versus game modes. There's a sale going on. And obviously the two biggest reveals of this event, the presentation kicked off with the reveal of a rumor that got me in so much trouble months and months ago with you guys, but god damn it, it's real. Cuphead is coming to the Switch. Cuphead is coming out April 18th, 2019 on the Switch. If you would like to see some footage, if you'd like to see some footage of Cuphead on the Switch, you can check out this YouTube channel, the GoNintendo YouTube channel, to see footage of me playing Cuphead on the Switch. It looks the part. It plays the part. Everything is exactly the same as the Xbox One version. Here in my house.
You own it
on the Switch.
Yes, I got a copy. They sent it. They sent it to me shortly after the press conference aired. I played and beat Cuphead on Xbox One. Loved it. It feels just as good on Switch. There's literally no difference in my opinion.
Right? It's pretty challenging.
Oh, it's super challenging. Yes. So people, it is challenging. I don't think it's as crazy as people said it was, but people were calling it the Dark Souls of platformers. So that means people found it very difficult. Yes, but it is
the same style. Like you die and you have to get back to where you go.
No.
Because honestly,
it's die and you start from the beginning of that boss fight. That's what it is.
That's how
no, this is just die and start over. That's
all it is. You lose your money.
Money. Also, which somehow Cuphead wasn't the biggest surprise of this Nintendo Nindy showcase. They saved that for the very end of the presentation. We got what we thought was a look at a brand new Crypt of the Necrodancer game. And it technically is, but there's a huge secret. They fooled us with half the trailer because in the second half we find out this is a Crypt of the Necrodancer / Legend of Zelda mashup, which is crazy.
So does that mean you play as Link and you have sex with dead bodies?
That's it.
No.
I can't say no because I don't know for sure, but we have not seen that in the trailer.
I'm going to say no.
So for those who don't know, a Necrodancer...
You're thinking of necrophilia.
A Necrodancer is someone who fights necrotic enemies to the beat of music.
I thought it was you.
So every move you make,
You do the
every
horizontal limbo. What is it?
horizontal limbo, yep. Every move you make, every shot you take, every attack you do is all to the beat of the music. I loved Crypt of the Necrodancer. It was right up my alley. I cannot believe that this mashup is happening. It's crazy to me that they're working with an indie company to do this, that they're doing this with the Zelda brand. It just looks, that trailer, man, do I love that trailer. I'm just so excited for this game. What a surprise.
You didn't get that one?
No, that's not available yet. They just said spring 2019 is all they said for that. Mike Intelligence says, surprises from the showcase. Nintendo saying, our friends at Microsoft. Netflix as a publisher, but still no Netflix app. And Link and Zelda in an indie game. Yes, I would say those are three very considerable surprises. Microsoft and Nintendo are best buds lately. Hello, Josh Luigi. You are super late, but it's okay. Microsoft and Nintendo working together is not new information, but to the degree that they're working together, that is pretty crazy. Very happy to see that. We did that. We did that. We don't need to do that. What? Oh, man, we're late. Good Lord. Is there a whole other page? I'm going to go through this stuff really quickly because we're very late. It looks like the Switch Pro controller did have a headphone jack at some point because documents revealed it as such, and then it was removed from the device. I know lots of people want a headphone jack on the Switch Pro controller, and it hurts to know that it was there, and they took it out. Microsoft says they do not have a Xbox Live software development kit for Switch as of right now, but they do say expect more Xbox Live enabled titles for the Switch over the next year. So Cuphead is getting Xbox Live features later on. Xbox Live is a part of Minecraft on Switch, and Microsoft says that there are, they didn't say what, but they said in no uncertain terms that there are more titles coming to Switch this year that are going to use Xbox Live. So that means more titles from Microsoft. We've already heard the rumor of Ori and the Blind Forest coming to Switch, so that would make sense. But also, there's been a rumor floating around out there that something Halo related is going to come to Switch. And I know that sounds crazy, even crazier than Cuphead, but that's the rumor.
You know what's going to happen. Miyamoto's going to come out and go, see, I told you I could do Halo on a Nintendo.
That's right. That's then he just drops
And I didn't even have to do it.
All right, very quickly, North America, this week's digital downloads, March 26th, so not yet, but soon. Final Fantasy VII will finally be available on a Nintendo system. Also available is Unravel 2, Blaster Master Zero 2, Nuclear Throne, blah, 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 blah. God damn it. Air Conflicts Pacific Carriers. Are you going to say Clonflicts? Air Conflicts Secret Wars, Alien Cruise, Arcade Archives Elevator Action, Assault on Metaltron, Azure Saga Pathfinder Deluxe Edition, Bargain Hunter, Blockapix Deluxe Full and Demo version, Crocs World, the demo version is coming yesterday. It's available yesterday. Doodle God gets a demo. Gallic Z, The Void Deluxe Edition, Gems of War, Grand Prix Story got a full game and demo. Hook, Inventioneers.
Wait, is Hook based
No,
on the
we
movie?
talked about it last week.
Right.
No. Whoops. Nelky and the Legendary Alchemist comes out March 26th. Neon Caves comes out March 27th. Oh my God, Zombies comes out the 26th.
Where?
Peasant Knight, Reptilian Rebellion, Rogue Bit, Star Drone, Super Phantom Cat Remake comes out March 27th. Sushi Time, the sequel to Pizza Time. The Princess Guide on March 26th. Windscape on March 27th. Witch and Hero and Xenon Racer, not related to Xenon. Somebody.
Princess.
No, there's
Xenon
like,
Girl of the Future.
yes, that's it. Thank you.
Disney Channel show.
That's the one. Yes, not related to either of those, Xena or
Wait.
Xenon.
What was the full title though? It was like Girl of the 20.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I gotta look it up.
Drew says they accept blood on the eShop, right? Because this is it. That's all I got left. Drew has been girl of the 21st century, says the Namekian clown.
The 24th century?
21st, he says here.
What? But it's already the 21st
Hey,
century.
I'm just telling you what the Namekian clown says.
All right.
He says, my
I
sister
trust
was
you.
obsessed with it. That's why I know. Sure, Namekian clown.
I think our Julius too.
The co-creator Cuphead says he wants Mugman. Cuphead, God damn it. Let me start this again.
Did you say cockhead?
Yeah, I'm going too fast. Cuphead's co-creator says he wants Cuphead and Mugman in Smash Brothers Ultimate, and he is willing to make that happen. He says, I've dreamed of Smash Brothers. Cuphead and Mugman belong in there. So basically, if fans want it, I couldn't see how Nintendo wouldn't want the fans to get what they wanted. I think they would because they support their fans a lot. So if Nintendo was keeping their fans happy, then I'd be more than pleased to make that the easiest transition. Just a piece of paper. We don't need anything. You can have all those characters make an appearance. A bit tongue-in-cheek response there, but he's being serious about wanting them in Smash Brothers, but he's like joking around about it.
Sakurai's like, no thanks. Not now. No more work.
Not now, not never. The Dreaming Hawk says he has a top-rated comment and says, no thank you. I already find it borderline insulting that people think Master Chief or Crash should be in Smash Brothers, despite it being a main focus on Nintendo and their close-knit third parties. And while I don't mind the cameos from Shantae and Shovel Knight, I don't think Cuphead is nearly old or iconic enough to be worth a Smash Brothers spot. I don't even think the game's out in Japan yet, though it seems like it will be soon over there. Well. Somebody's
fight for my friends.
Somebody's gatekeeping Smash Brothers. That said, I do think it's a bit early for Cuphead and Mugman to be in Smash Brothers. Maybe as an assist trophy, perfect. But as far as like playable fighters, I'm not as angry as the Dreaming Hawk is, but I do not think they are at this time a good fit. They need a few more games under their belt before that happens. Hello, Nader Die. Cloud got in. Cloud, says Nader Die. Well, Cloud, I would say, is a very iconic character. And Cloud has appeared on Nintendo systems, just not in the game where he was birthed. Europe, what'd they get? They got Air Conflicts Pacific Carriers, Air Conflicts Secret Wars, Fate Extella Link, Baseball Stars 2, the Neo Geo game, Assault on Metaltron, Azure Saga, Pathfinder, Black Sea Odyssey, Blaster Master 02, Block of Pix Deluxe, Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody, Grand Prix Story, Impossible Mission, James Pond, Codename Robocod. You heard that right, Kirby. He's back.
Game.
Yes. Junk Planet, Nuclear Throne, Peasant Knight, Reptilian Rebellion, Star Drone, Super Kickers League, Super Phantom Cat Remake, Sushi Time, Symmetry, Turok, Witch and Hero. There are demos for Splatoon 2, Doodle God Evolution, and Grand Prix Story, and Horror Stories is available on the 3DS, both the full game and a demo. First comment comes from Autumnal Blake. Fate Extell, Link, and Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon are both games I'm interested in, although I should probably stop buying so many RPGs. My backlog is massive. Yeah, you and everybody else, my friend. I hear you on that. Thank you, Alucard. Nintendo has revealed the top 10 best-selling indie titles on Switch. I would imagine if I open this list up to you guys, you wouldn't be able to guess anything. Do you want to try? Because I love guessing games.
I probably won't, but go for it.
All right, top 10 best-selling indie titles on the Switch. Indie titles.
Shovel Knight.
Nice guess,
Hollow
but
Knight?
no. Hollow Knight, yes.
Dead Cells.
Dead Cells, yes.
Celeste.
Celeste, yes.
Oh wait, that's not it.
SteamWorld series.
SteamWorld was on last year's list, but just got bumped out. It's like 11 or 12 now.
Oh, what else is there?
The Necromancer.
No,
Dancer.
it is on Switch, but not in the top 10. I really thought you had something.
No.
All right, number 1. It's a game that's like Harvest Moon, but it's not Harvest Moon.
Oh.
Stardew Valley.
Yes. Number 2, you said Hollow Knight, right?
I did.
Okay. Number 3,
Night in the Woods.
no, it's about being a chef, and it's really hectic.
Burger
Crazy Diner.
Time.
Crazy Diner. Diner Dash.
Cooking Mama.
No,
Have we ever heard of this game?
I think so.
Wacky Chef. 2.0.
It's focused on like multiplayer.
I have no idea.
Overcooked too.
Oh, yeah.
Number 4, hugely popular game.
Oh my God.
It took a long time to come out on a Nintendo system, but
Fortnite.
still hugely popular. No, this is an indie game again.
Well, I mean, I just...
Spawned all kinds of memes. Fantastic soundtrack. I won't shut up about the game.
Oh.
Except for now. Of course.
Come on. We were just playing it with R-Type.
This is true. Yes.
Yeah, the underground and the
Undertale.
Yes, Undertale.
Oh, yeah.
Number 5, Dead Cells. Number 6, great game.
That is not helpful.
We might have played it a little bit together.
Chariots.
I don't know.
Overwhelm.
No, Lube is a huge fan of it.
Dog.
Enter the Gungeon.
Yes,
Oh,
Enter the
nice.
Gungeon. Good for
I
you.
did play some of that.
Number 7, it's very colorful. It's about a spaceship. Has
So jamming around.
looping levels. You got to clear out all the enemies before you can end the level. Came out a long time ago on
Geometry
Switch.
Wars.
I don't think you're ever going to guess it.
Okay.
Graceful Explosion Machine.
No.
Great game. Celeste, you already said. Number 9. This game is submitted on the music trivia section a good amount, and it takes me a little bit to guess the song.
Pokemon.
Phoenix Wright.
Indie title again. It's about a sport, and I like this game.
Oh, golf. The golf. Something
Epic
golf.
Golf Story.
Golf Story, yes. And then number 10 is the first game in one that was already mentioned on this list. So I said a
I don't
sequel,
remember what the last
indicating
game
the
was.
sequel by saying the number 2.
Right.
And this is the first one.
Can you go through the rest of the game?
That's it. No, we're done. You heard them all. It's literally the same name as the other game, just without the 2
I don't
after it.
remember the last title.
It's the
he
only
said.
one that I said 2 after.
Did he say 2?
I don't even remember the
any of
last. The last one was Golf Story,
It's
right? That's all I
about
know.
being a chef.
Overcooked.
Yes,
Oh,
Overcooked is number
it.
10.
The
So
one we cared about the least.
both Overcooked games are on that list. I actually played Overcooked with your brother at a Nintendo event, and we met the
What?
developers. We played the game together, all 4 of us, and it was crazy.
Did you say it was like, it's medium rare, not really well done. Gotta put it back in for a little
No, I
bit.
did not say that. Never Unplaying says Yacht Club has said that Shovel Knight on Switch has sold about 400,000 units. So for it to be bumped off the list gives us a minimum of how well these 10 games did. So all of these games have sold over 400,000 units and considerably more than that. But there's some sort of rough estimate for where maybe 10 might be at, but I still think that's low.
I just want to go ahead and say, I'm proud of the 2 of you because this guy was like, you guys won't know any of these. I'm just going to read them off.
That's true.
And
You
he gives
Did a good
chance.
job.
You guys killed it.
We're skipping this. We are
We're
going
great,
to
we're
this.
great.
Experience family-friendly VR with hippos, aliens, photography, and more in
like hippos.
the new Nintendo Labo VR kit. Man, this VR kit looks like so much fun. Now we finally got to see what's actually in the game. There's all the stuff that we've already seen, but there's also a plaza with 64 mini VR experiences, platformers, foosball, all kinds of weird stuff. And we got to see what you do with the actual like cardboard kits that you build. Like the blaster gun is for an on-rail shooter, and the elephant is for a painting experience where you use the elephant's trunk to paint in 3D space.
Can I just go ahead and say, going back to a previous story, would you buy a Nintendo phone
Yes.
if the Nintendo phone was basically like Virtual Boy, but a
You
phone?
know,
So like you
well, you had to put it up to your face.
yeah. But like, so it's like augmented reality or whatever. So it'll be a heads-up display, or like not a heads-up display, but like a real-time camera or something, so that you can see through it.
What
so
do you
can still
see?
Move around, but then there's a game inside the screen as well.
I mean, it's Nintendo, so the answer is yes, I would buy it. But like Nintendo could make a phone where they've only included like numbers 0 through 8, and I'd still buy it.
What if it was a phone that you have to plug into a landline? They're bringing it back.
Listen, I'm unabashedly a Nintendo fan. I would buy it. Autumnal Blank says, there's a lot more in this than I first thought. I wonder if this one will end up as cheap as the others. I might wait it out a bit. Now, either the game sold out on Amazon or Amazon yanked it. I don't know which one it is. But the game was in their top selling overall and then disappeared altogether. It just wasn't there to buy. But now it has since returned, which I'm really happy about because I snatched a pre-order right away when it came back because I'm afraid it's going to sell out. But yes, you don't have to get the $80 kit. You can get the starter kit, which is $40, and then buy the other experiences if you want. And also,
For more than $80.
if VR isn't your thing and you think it makes you sick or it makes you nervous, all these games are playable in standard 2D as well. This is such a cool story. There's some rumors of this, and now it's confirmed true. Shang Tsung is the first DLC character for Mortal Kombat 11.
Well, you heard it here first, folks.
He's the first DLC character revealed for Mortal Kombat 11. But here's the really cool part. Shang Tsung, only 90s kids will get this. Shang Tsung is portrayed by Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa, the actor who played Shang Tsung in the Mortal Kombat movie. He was like one of the best parts of it. So not only does he voice Shang Tsung in the game, his likeness is Shang Tsung in the game as well. So his likeness and his voice make for the character. They showed him off in a trailer. He still sounds great. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That facial hair looks like it's poorly drawn onto some, like a portrait of his.
And it looks fine in the trailer. That is a screen grab from the like Twitch live stream as they were doing it. So it's not as good of quality.
It's like this portrait is hanging in,
they're
in the hall,
the video,
like the great hall of somebody's mansion, and somebody came in with a gray Sharpie and was like,
if you scroll down, you can see the video of it in
yeah,
action.
I get it.
I don't want to do
The
that.
pictures there.
Marlo says, it has begun. Man, I love that quote. Yeah, he's so cool in that movie. He really is. I don't mean that as like a tongue-in-cheek statement. I really think his portrayal of Shang Tsung was really cool. Like just the right kind of over the top. His line delivery was great. it's just good stuff. I'm very happy to see that he's in the game. I think that's such a cool little tribute to the franchise. We don't need to do that. We don't need. Is there another page of top stories? No, there's not. There's a whole bunch of Cuphead stuff if you want to read about the love affair between Microsoft and Nintendo and Studio MDHR. Because Studio MDHR is like, yeah, Microsoft came to us and said, hey, you want to put this on Switch? And we were like, yeah, we want to put it on Switch. And they're like, hey, Microsoft and Nintendo have some sort of love affair going on, and it's really cool to see. So, whatever. Lots of stuff about that this week. All right, that's it.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Oh! Yeah, all right. Kirby.
Yes.
What did you play this week?
Well, after I think the day after last week's episode, I beat Super Metroid.
Hey! The galaxy is at peace.
Yes, the galaxy is at peace.
The galaxy is at peace.
It
the
took me a
last
while.
Metroid, I think. I want to know who did that.
I do too. Did they just like grab the nearest guy?
Yeah, right.
Someone out in the hallway. Anyway, it took me a while to beat the game. Like I think my playtime was over 8 hours, just like a little over 8 hours, but wasn't enough to get the best ending, I guess. I did free the animals.
Yay! Free animals.
Yeah, before the place blew up.
There's the oh dearie me, why can't I remember the name of this? There's this speedrunning charity event every year, or 2 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I remember the name? But anyway, they do various donations for games. People can throw money in. People can donate money to the charity, obviously, but they can donate it to specific like things that they want to see in a speed run. And when they do Super Metroid, one of the things that people can donate to is save the animals or don't save the animals. And then the speedrunner does whatever got the most money. So save the animals, don't save the animals.
So they usually
it's very highly debated. More often than not, they save the animals, yes. GDQ, thank you. Game's done quick. Thank you, Malakayla.
But what happens when you don't save the animals? It just says at the end of the game there were no survivors or something? Is that what happens?
The only difference I remember is the literal last thing in the game when Samus's ship is flying away.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
You see a very tiny dot flying away on one side of the screen to show the animal's ship, and if you don't save the animals, then that dot isn't there, so they're dead. I want to know which of those animals is piloting the ship. I think it's like Samus shoving them all in the ship and like hitting a button and sending them out.
So yeah, that was
congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, that was as I've said on the show before. I didn't really play Super Metroid when it first came out. It was one of those games that I watched a friend of mine play, and I think I watched him beat it too.
What a great game!
Yeah, it's
what a great friend.
What a great friend.
When I watch him play the whole thing, and he lets you see the ending. It's great. It's a good friend.
Anyway, I was
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered coming to the Switch this year.
I'll talk about that.
Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask available on 3DS and Virtual Console.
Oh, anyway, when I was playing Super Metroid, I thought about how we were talking about overwhelm and how intense that is, even though it's like a very low tech looking experience. You could say the same thing about Super Metroid.
Certainly, it's got that same vibe, yeah, and a lot of that atmosphere is from sound design too. That has a great soundtrack, very
eerie.
That one song that's like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that one sticks with me, man.
Yeah, because
there's also the song that plays when you're fighting the plant boss. That's like.
Yeah, it's like something from a horror game.
I know.
Sounds like Dark Shadows.
Like wiggling around all weird. I love that. I love that moment, but it's very weird.
But yeah.
Hi, Jesse.
Fighting Ridley was really intense because he lives in hell, and
right.
And and I think he might have actually been harder than when I fought Mother Brain at the end.
You know who else's song I like? Crade's.
Oh yeah.
It's very like Godzilla-esque, kaiju-esque is what I should say.
Yeah, he does look like a kaiju monster.
Kaiju-style song. Well, congratulations, Kirby. I'm very happy for you.
Yeah, thanks. Wait, was there something else I wanted to say?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, last week I think I said I was I was fighting Ridley. I was in the process of fighting him and saying how like I thought he was impossible.
Yes.
And then I finally beat him, but it was so close. And but it felt great when I like watched him like blow apart or whatever happens.
What a beautiful moment it was.
Yeah, it's kind of violent for a 16-bit game on the Super Nintendo. But I did enjoy my time playing it.
You know what always struck me as maybe violence, not the right word, maybe visceral.
Yeah.
When the baby Metroid comes in at the end and latches on the Mother Brain's head,
Yeah.
and it's like, and the neck is like going all around, and Mother Brain's like screaming. I'm like, just that moment when I saw it as a kid really stuck with me.
Yeah, I kind of wish I hadn't seen the ending, so then I could be surprised. But
that baby
that's a
Metroid
pretty
swoops
great
in and
twist.
saves the day. Yeah, I love it. So is that all you played?
that is all I played.
Nicky Hill, how's the old
Toon Blast.
Toon Blast going?
That's all I played. I'm on level 1806.
I can't even begin to fathom the tunes you're blasting in that.
And
level.
that's like, I think because a lot of the people who are playing it that are farther ahead are in teams and stuff, and I guess you get help from other people in your team. Like people can give you things. Plus, I'm sure a lot of the people that I'm playing kind of against, not really against. I don't care about that stuff, but I think a lot of people are probably putting in money or something.
Money. You're telling me you're not a competitive, big money. You're not a mobile whale.
I'm just
for Toon Blast
competing against my own
You're not
self
a
because
whale
every
blaster?
day I wake up and there's more tunes to blast. Just not doing it.
They're just hoping one day they get some money out of you.
Yeah,
And like
and-
as soon as that happens,
And
Well,
I
days
work
are over.
out for not having anything to do. My days are full.
All right.
well, thanks for sharing your Toon Blast with us, Mom Brain. You play anything?
Nope. How about you?
That
Wow,
was very thoughtful.
thanks, Mom Brain.
Well, she didn't specify who she meant by you. I just said Mom Brain. I didn't play anything.
What did you play, Romy?
Oh, thank you, Mom Brain.
I think she wants to leave.
I played Rico. Nikki Hill and I played Rico last week after the podcast.
Yeah, I watched you guys play Rico.
Oh, that's right. I played Rico. Let's talk about it.
Rico.
Let's talk about it. You
What a
tell me
game.
about it.
A lot of doors. Holy cow.
lot of doors. Yes, there are a lot of doors, and both players hate doors. So Austin wants you to know that he says you're relatable AF, talking about for not doing anything. I'm just a little
Thanks.
busy
I'm the
around
voice of the
here.
people.
Yes, Rico, which I was talking to Name of Austin about because I thought it'd be right up his alley because he likes kind of like wonky, unpolished
he's
games.
the one that you played it with, right?
No, I didn't play that
Oh, I
one.
thought you. What did you play?
We played that battle royale game that I don't remember. H1Z1 something or other. Beyond Royale. That's what it is. Battle H1Z1 Beyond Royale. It says battle and I have it crossed out because it's beyond. But yes, we played Rico. We kicked down a lot of doors. We shot people in the head.
That's like an online
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
So they're successful enough to have their own game.
Yes. I don't think people are really playing it. I mean, people were playing it when we were playing. There were like 60 players in games, 60, 70 players.
It doesn't matter. Like they're a blog, like, or they do videos. What do they do?
I don't know what you're
Or
talking about.
podcasts. What do they
What
do?
are you talking about? It's a game.
H1Z1.
Yeah, it's a game.
Oh, I thought. What's the
It's in the game.
What the heck?
what's the podcast you listen to that they do videos?
H3H3?
Huh?
There's
You
H's.
can understand.
There's
H's
H's.
and numbers.
They do have a mobile game, yes.
Hey, what happened?
Oh, God, I love it.
I got a real web.
So what did you think of Rico, really? Rico.
It was fun. There's definitely a challenge to it. I don't think I did well, but it's great to just walk into things and destroy them. I mean, walk into bottles or like not bottles, but
You
like
walk into
We were like
paintings.
hitting things with our batons or shooting them to break them, like glass cases and statues, but then we realized by accident that you can literally just walk into them and they break.
And I like that, like when a statue breaks, it just kind of like shifts, but it still sits there.
Yeah, it's like you slice it
Fall
with a
over.
katana or something. Yeah, it's all kind of wonky, but I love it. I really do. It's a lot of stupid fun.
It does get pretty stressful though because doors open on their
It
own.
does,
And there are
yes.
a lot. Of
Some guys
doors.
take the initiative. There are a lot of doors. I also played a lot of Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove this week. I've been playing it with Dew Michaels. He's just really on the Back in the Groove kick, and we've been playing and having a lot of fun. So I talked about that last week. I don't really need to say more. Twice. We beat it twice. I don't know how many times he's beaten it because he's played without me too. But also, good news about that. The Switch version of Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove is the best-selling version.
40%.
At roughly 40%. Yeah, and the game has sold, it's like just shy of 50,000 copies so far in 20 days. They said they need to do 150 to break even. And I'm sure they will get there at some point, just not yet, obviously. Hold on, I just got something important. Why are people doing this to me?
Contacting you?
Why are people contacting me? Oh, not important. Well, nice, but not time sensitive. So I played that. I also played, let me go this log is so handy. I played more Tetris 99, but we talked about that. So I also played Modern Combat Blackout, which is like Gameloft's Call of Duty ripoff. Yes, Austin, I knew you would like that game. You would definitely love it. I would love to play that with you. So it's a Call of Duty ripoff. It's bare bones, but still has some polish to it. But it is very generic. But that's not a bad thing. I went on to play, and I went on to find people to play online with, because online is just, yeah, I know one GWX, I saw that. Because online is a big part of that game, so I went on, and the first time I went on, I couldn't find people to play with because no one was playing. It could be because I was playing at 2 in the morning, but still, there's still people all over the world, or all over the United States, playing games at that time. But I did find people to play. It's just, deathmatch, multiplayer, online shooter, and I had fun with it. I don't know what to say. Like, a lot of people are like, it's a mobile game. It's so generic. All those are true, but it doesn't make it a bad game in my eyes. I'm not picky with that stuff, and I had fun with it. It was just stupid fun. So I enjoyed that. They're putting out like tweaks for it and patches and adjusting weapons and all that good stuff. And hopefully they do something to like spur on a bigger player base, but we'll find out. Also, as you saw in the video, I played Cuphead this week. And it's a testament to how good Cuphead is, because I played it for the video. Then I played it more while I was letting the video render. And then I played it more and uploaded the video late because I was like, just one more boss. Cuphead's fantastic. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say about the game. You all know about it already. It's a platformer that's focused on boss fights, but there are stages that are traditional platforming, and you're the little cup guy and you shoot out of your finger. And like, there's a parry move that collects like basically supered up or powered up shots for you, and you fight bosses, and bosses are full of layers, like as far as what they do and how you have to approach them, and boss fights take a good amount of time. It's not like one is done in like 30 seconds unless it's very early in the game. You got to learn a lot of patterns, and you got to be quick with your fingers, and it's awesome. The whole style of the game is spot on for what it's trying to achieve. The soundtrack is fantastic. The animation's amazing. It's a wonderful experience. I can't say enough good things about it. Cuphead is fantastic. And also, last but not least, I played Unraveled 2. Oh,
Have you not played that yet?
oh, no, I haven't. I have not. I was holding out because I was hoping they would bring it to
Did
Switch.
you play it with somebody else?
No. Did you play through it all the way? Did you play at all?
Yeah, I played a bunch with the stranger, and then we just stopped.
I am
It's
playing.
very. I mean, she wasn't like super into it, I guess. So it was really hard to get through some of the puzzles. Player when the one person can't jump.
Yes, I
swing.
played it by myself, so I was controlling
jumping.
both the characters. man, all I played so
really
far.
interesting puzzles. Whoa.
I could tell that it's going to be like that just from the opening level. I only played the opening level for the video. But it was so good. It was just so well made. The way that they used the yarn mechanics was really impressive, I thought. I liked the whole co-op aspect of it. It was just such a fun level. Like, by the time the first opening level was done, I was like, man, this is a good game. So, I mean, I loved the first one. You and I both loved the first one.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was without its faults, but I still loved it.
The story elements are a little hard for, like, I don't know. My brain's a freaking puddle of mush. So, like, following the story along was a little difficult.
In the second game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything of the story yet.
It's not told the same way, really, as the first one, where it's like photo albums and stuff like that. So you have to like find your stuff, and even getting.
What the hell happened at the end of the first one? That you start off in a ship in the second one. Like you start off on a ship in the second one. What happened? I remember the end of the first game, but I don't remember like how anything that would transition to now. You're on a boat.
You'll probably.
That's what I'm guessing. But man, it's good. It's good.
But yeah,
really impressed.
But the story that I did pick up on is pretty dramatic.
Don't tell me. I'm very excited. Like I said, I purposefully held out because I was hoping it would come to Switch, and
I don't
it's
know how
here.
many levels, but I mean, I did play quite a few levels.
Also, it seems like the port is done really well.
Port, get it? Shit, that's why.
Yes. It seems like it's a quality port so far, and it's one of the few games on Switch that lets you choose between performance mode and graphics mode. So you can have, it looks a little better, but it runs at a lower frame rate, or the frame rate is as good as it's going to get, and the graphics aren't quite as good, and you can change it on the fly as you play. It's not like something you pick in the beginning and you're stuck. You change it whenever you want. It looks good. I love the music. The platform, any platforming that does grappling hook stuff, I always love. I just think it's fun. Like the swinging mechanic is fun. And like I said, and you said, just from that opening level, I could tell there's going to be some really interesting puzzles to take care of, which is what I liked about the first one.
There's also some like...
Hi, Remo or Zidane. Remo Williams.
I don't know. There's elements that I think are a little different. Well, very different from the first one. I don't think there was ever really like a threat aspect.
There's the bird.
In the first one?
Yeah, the bird flies around and you got to like hide under the bucket and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the other thing I like. The level, at least the first level, feels like it has a real natural flow. It's like a realistic flow. Like you're going through the caves and climbing your way out. You go up into the well, into the bucket. The bucket throws you outside of the house, and you go up to the front door. Like it feels like a real place, which I really like.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I think I'm just gonna get back into it by myself.
It's good. It's good.
I was playing it on the PS.
Yes, where I'm sure it looks much better. But the Switch version. Hello, Chandler or Chandler. It's great. Love it. Very good job.
Yeah.
Thanks, EA.
Switch. I just kind of.
Well, when you got it on PS4, it probably wasn't announced for Switch at the time.
Right, and I just.
And apparently, it's at retail.
There are some games that I sit and wait on.
Nobody has found a retail copy yet. I don't know what's going on with that, but EA says it's at retail or is going to get a retail release, and they've delayed that. I don't know, but week of lots of fun with games. I did not play anything that I didn't quite enjoy to seriously enjoy. It was a lot of fun stuff in there. So we are late, but I will do one question. Mom Brain, get music ready so we can go right into it. Today's question. Send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. Could be about Nintendo, about video games in general, or anything you want. Today's question comes from Aaron. And he says, Dear dude, I don't have a question, more of a comment, really. Tate in Tate mode is pronounced ta as in top and te as in table, with equal stress given to each syllable. It's Japanese for vertical. Now we all know Tate mode.
Okay, thanks.
Tateto.
Top table.
Top table.
Top table.
Thank you for that note, Aaron. It does help, and I will do that from now on. So it wasn't a question, but it was sent to our questions. That's fine, too.
You want to hear it? Oh.
Is that what I sound like?
Sure is. This one comes to us from Autumnal Blake.
Christmas morning.
Does this sound familiar?
I don't know.
Is this on the Switch?
This sounds like a Wii game to me.
It's not.
GameCube?
No, it is.
3DS.
Oh, okay. Fantasy Life?
Yep.
Oh!
That's why it sounded familiar. I guess that's
Fantasy
the
Life on
music that plays
3DS.
at night or something.
Fantasy Night.
I don't
It's okay. It's okay.
Don't touch me, please.
No, you're not gonna keep going.
We got 1 out of 10.
Okay.
Sarah's on it. I'm
Oh, okay.
watching.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. This
Thank
one
you.
comes from Andy the Zombie. Let me just make sure that my volume is.
Oh man, I wrote an article about this game today.
Okay. I was going to say current affairs.
Let's let it go for a little bit. Kirby, you should know it. Both of you should know it.
Is it a GoldenEye?
Yes. It's GoldenEye. Let it go because I think it does the James Bond theme.
Sounds like it's
I
gonna.
remember.
This is the Wii game?
No, this is N64.
Oh, okay.
I thought it got to that.
It sounds like it's gonna.
It's taking a sweet time. And we don't have sweet time, unfortunately. Wait a little bit more. If it doesn't happen after this loop, then we're done. Oh, sorry. Nope, just go.
All right, so that was from Andy the Zombie, GoldenEye 64.
Save it
This,
for the after show.
this comes from Jet Jaguar.
Yeah,
Focus
that's
all
it
attacks.
Bubble Bobble again?
But it's not the NES one.
Nope.
Okay, why does it sound like that?
It's not the Game Boy.
It
It's
is.
Game Boy?
Game Boy. After
Got
putting
that,
some
like-
headphones.
Bonk style noise. Yeah, you probably need to turn the volume down for this one.
Terrible. That's the one that your parents don't let you play on road trips
Is
without
that true?
headphones. So that was Bubble Bobble on the Game Boy from Jet Jaguar. This one comes from No Filter.
It's Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. It's the same
I was
game.
told to make sure that
This is Outset Island.
it's lovely. It reminds
When
me
you're visiting
of
your
the
grandma
wonderful
and
time
you're
of
just
my
getting
life.
started out and wearing your PJs.
Seems like a nice place to
Grandma, PJs, sun soup, working the sea,
Oh, you went like
boats,
this.
the grass, the gyms. The rupees didn't fit, so it's like
live. Gems.
I
Rupees.
could have said rupees, yeah.
I like the gems.
So nice.
I had to get Booger Kid in there.
All right.
Could have
So,
said fat pigs too. Boogers, fat pigs.
that's really nice. That was from Jet. No, it wasn't. That was from No Filter. It was
Oh.
Wind Waker HD. This is from Blood Ocean 07, and I bet
One
it
note.
sounds awful.
Oh, you're wrong.
I was wrong.
I don't even know what system.
Well, Blood Ocean 07 didn't tell me what system, so I had to look it up, and it's on both Cube and Wii, I believe.
Wow.
Oh, Cube and Wii.
Twilight Princess.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's not first party.
It's not.
Could it be that?
It sounds licensed, maybe.
It is. The version you're listening to is actually PC.
licensed, and it was on the GameCube and the Wii.
And the PC apparently.
The Hobbit, that wasn't on the Wii, was it?
It's not the Hobbit.
I think it was just on GameCube, right?
Yeah. Some like
Yeah, I have no idea.
Pets title.
No.
I got no idea.
Is it something you played?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Ice Age 2, The Meltdown.
Oh, yes.
That was from Blood Ocean 07. This one comes from
I will say it did sound icy.
Boston Walkett.
Boston Walkett.
Boston Walkett. WWE game?
Something about this is familiar.
Have you played it? No.
Not a Xenoblade game. Is it? What's this one?
3DS.
First party?
I don't think so.
Sounds like. It does seem familiar, but I don't know why. I know it's not Fire Emblem, but it's giving me some sort of vibe. Why?
Some sort of vibe. You give me some sort of vibe.
3DS. You don't. It's not first party. You say.
I don't think so.
Oh, it's a maybe. Oh. So it might be first party, but you're obviously. I'm guessing codename Steam.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. You helped me out there. They did do that. Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Wow.
100%.
If you weren't iffy on it, I would have been screwed.
No. Boy, that's the first anybody's ever said that.
Thanks for being unsure.
That was from Boston Market.
What the what?
And it was Codename Steam. Reginella sends this little ditty.
I know this. Why do I know this?
Yeah.
This isn't a Castlevania.
It's not.
Why do I know this? What system? Is it a music game? Is it like a... No.
I
I was going to say like DDR Mario mix. Why do I know this?
You played it. That's why you know it.
It's in the game. Is it Smash Brothers?
It's not. Although it might have been in Smash Brothers.
Did you say it's not first party?
It is.
Oh, it is.
Star Fox.
Nope.
No. Kirby's Era.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't play that.
Oh, really?
But it sounded Kirby-ish, which is what led me to Smash Brothers.
I would have.
Yeah, I didn't play Kirby's Era.
All right.
I don't know why I didn't.
Are you sure you didn't?
I don't
Positive,
know why
yeah, 100%.
he swallowed a fly. Perhaps he'll die. This one comes from My Body Is Ready.
My body is ready.
Okay, NES Remix or something like that?
Kinda.
SNES Remix?
No.
What's there that? The NES Classic.
Yeah.
It's a good song.
Yeah. NES Classic. Mini.
Thank you.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's a good song.
What is it? This is just exclusive to the system.
Yeah, it's a menu song.
Oh, this is the
Like the scrolling through games song.
It's
One
nice.
of the SNES
These
classics is pretty good.
folks that send in menu songs.
They're good. They're good. Hey, that's a good song.
Good?
Yeah.
This next one comes from Mikey 3. No, this next one comes from Glitter Bubble 3.
Oh,
Too loud?
Sunset Rise.
No.
all right, that noise. Is it Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Okay. Zero, the
No.
Chuck Rock 2.
No.
Is it something licensed?
I don't think so.
King Star.
No.
Something about ninjas.
Nope.
I don't know.
I think you've guessed this before.
Wild.
No.
That stupid fighting game. Not like beat 'em up game. You and I usually guess it.
Sonic Blast.
Yes.
No.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Wait, what's that? Is it like a? What's the name of that game? It's like a Western sci-fi shooter.
Is he onto something?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Never
I
mind.
don't know.
Red Steel.
2. No.
Go ahead.
Plock.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't play Plock, but I know of Plock.
I want,
Plock.
yeah, for some reason I wanted to play
I don't
Plock,
play
but I never
Plock,
got
but I
around
know
to it.
Plock.
This
We
last
got
one
Plock. Blah.
Plock,
comes from Mikey 3319.
I like it. I don't know it. For some reason, I'm having trouble placing that drum, and I know that drum. My God damn it, this is a good song. Wow.
You got a winner here, Mikey 3319.
Oh, that like transposing makes me think it's like a superhero game. Licensed.
Yeah.
Gives me a license feel. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do a lot of transposing and licensed stuff. Why? I don't know. Monsters in my pocket. Garbage Pail Kids.
No.
Goonies 2.
No.
Total Recall.
No.
Platoon.
No.
Rambo. The Noi. Yo Noi. G.I. Joe.
No.
Wolverine. SWAT Cats.
No.
Lucky O'Hare. I don't know. Go ahead.
What's the SWAT game?
WCW Wrestling.
Oh no. That's not anybody's theme.
Well, World Championship Wrestling.
Well, we did pretty good, I
Yeah,
think.
not bad.
I think you did well. I don't know how well.
Sarah
you did,
Sarah will
but-
give me the, well, let me see. I guess it's 7 out of 10. Yes,
Not
7
bad.
out of 10.
Not
Not
bad.
bad. Not bad.
That's pretty good.
Thanks for hanging in there for this jam-packed show. Stick around for the after show where we're going to talk about who the hell knows. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
By National Puppy Day.
That's a thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, today it is.
I met
National Puppy Day, where we pit all puppies against one another.
I met a dog on my run today, and it was like a little terrier chihuahua mix, and it was so scrappy looking, and it just stood there and went like this.
A Terrier.
It's cold out.
Sarah says, thanks, RC, Mom, Brain, Kirby, and Nikki Hill. Great show as usual. Bye, everyone. Kisses and hugs.
Goodbye.
Andrew says, that was fun to watch live and play Tetris 99. Well, Andrew, did you get any victory royales while you were playing? Why is everyone... Hold on a second. Yes, I'm getting asked all over the place if I've watched Love, Death, and Robots, which we can talk about because Kirby watched it,
I literally asked you this question yesterday.
and I watched it.
I watched the first one.
I didn't watch any.
It's okay.
Yes, Kirby and I watched the whole thing. Nikki Hill watched the first one, which is the Monster Arena battle thing.
Is that the first one? I thought it was the third one.
That is the first. It was the first one
It's
for
the first
me.
one I watched.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Mikkel. We'll see you later. Yes, I love, first of all, animation. I
That's
really
good.
respect animation. I love seeing different types of animation. 2, I love when animation does things that people don't traditionally expect to see in animation, which usually means adult content. And Love, Death, and Robots is pretty much all about that. It's cursing and nudity and drugs and sex and
All the good
violence
stuff.
and all that stuff.
Beyond that, I like that there's finally an animated anthology show again.
Yes.
Like, there's variety.
Yes.
In the visual.
Viva.
Kirby and I were
variety.
talking about that because we referenced, it reminded us both of
Liquid television.
Liquid television,
on,
yes.
on MTV.
Which was something that existed way back in the day. But yeah,
In the
it's,
early 90s.
it's true. Like MTV nowadays is a shadow of its former self, but MTV used to do a lot of experimental stuff that I really appreciated.
Yeah, like watching Love, Death, and Robots reminded me of watching, the old Aeon Flux animated shorts.
MTV was where you watched Aeon Flux and the Max and
Is that where
all the liquid
Charlize
television
Theron
stuff.
got her start?
Exactly. Yep. MTV first aired that movie all those years ago. But yeah, Love, Death, and Robots. Like Kirby was saying, an anthology series. You get a whole mix of all different kinds of stuff from all different people with all different tones and styles, and I really appreciate that. And that means some of them aren't going to be your favorites, and that means some of them you'll really like. And that's exactly how it went for me. There were some that I really, truly enjoyed that had some really interesting stories. There were others that I felt weren't my thing, but I still appreciated what they were trying to do and how they did it. I can appreciate the animation in general for all of them because there's a whole bunch of different styles. It seems like there's a good amount that went with the realistic CG approach, but I still think some of them did it better than others. There's the one we were talking about with the guy that goes into cryo sleep on the ship. I thought the CG in that one was phenomenal.
Yeah, there were times when it looked real.
There are moments where, yes, you could have shown me something and I would have thought, like a still from it, and I would have thought it was real.
Didn't you go and see with me to see the? It was like an anthology of shorts, animated shorts. Like it was like curated by Mike Judge or something like that.
I feel like I would remember being with Mike Judge. I don't remember that at all.
He wasn't there. It was
Oh.
just it was in the movies, and maybe I saw. No, I'm pretty.
It's possible, but I honestly don't
I may have
remember.
seen it by myself.
There's one thing I remember with me, you, in the city, and that is fix the lights.
Kirby was there, right?
Kirby, you were at that Splinter Cell thing, right?
Oh yeah.
The lights! Fix the lights! Yes, I watched all of Love, Death, Robots. I very heavily recommend it to everybody. But if you're a young child and you do things that your parents don't want you to do, this would be one of those things maybe. So either ask for their permission or watch it when they're not around because
there's full frontal in this.
we got everything.
A lot of
you got vagina, you got penis, you got boobs, you got it all. So
no penetration.
damn it. No on-screen penetration. Yes. There is penetration.
Well,
Spoiler alert. But yeah, I really liked it. I have my favorites, like I was saying to Kirby.
I like all my implied penetration to come. Like, I don't like any of my implied penetration to be spoiled.
I really liked the one that was about the farmers. I really liked the one that was about the lady that could turn into a wolfish creature, or like a Vulpix. It reminded me of a Vulpix. I really liked that one. I liked the cryo sleep one. I liked Kirby and I were talking about the werewolf one because we are weirdly intrigued by it.
Yeah, I like that one and the one about what was it called, the Secret War.
Yes, I like
just
Secret
the
War.
Russian soldiers fighting monsters and yeah, like might have not had the best payoff, but I enjoyed it.
Roth says episode 2 is safe and has cats. If I remember, there's still cursing in that one.
Oh yeah, there's lots
of 3
of
robots with but yes, there's no like violence or anything in that one. That one I didn't really like.
That was okay.
What one I disliked the most? The guy in the junkyard. I just didn't like that one.
I think my least favorite was the one about fish, just because it had a really disappointing ending.
In the desert?
Yeah.
I liked it because of I just loved the way it looked. I didn't. Don't ask me to explain what the hell was going on there. But
that's why it didn't work.
That's the only one that used like cell shading or rotoscoping, and I really, I'm pretty sure, yeah. And I really liked the look of it. We both liked the vampire one, right?
Yes, that might have been my favorite.
Very cool.
Because there was a character that looks just like you. And he has a cat.
I thought the same thing.
He's an Irish guy.
I also love the animation in that one because it's like very fluid but rough at the same time. It was very cool. I like that one. The only thing I would change about that is I felt some of the jokes were either too often or didn't land. But I loved the tone and the idea over. I want to see like what happens next, which I guess we will never see, but or we know what happens.
I did like
next.
the part where the vampire just like splits the kid in half. And then what's his face just goes, what?
All right, guys, that was a fun after show thing to talk about. Roth says that character did look like RMC. I instantly thought it when I saw him.
I was like, yeah, first when I first saw him, I was like, that looks like raw meat. And then, you know, the very next thing they show is that he has a cat. I'm like, oh my god, he's got a cat too.
It's perfect. All right, guys, that was a good topic to bring up. Thank you, guys. That's it. That ends today's episode of the Love, Death, Robots podcast. We will see you next week. Have a great weekend. Play some games and hang out with friends and family. Take a break. You deserve it. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.